Disclaimer, I know everybody in the hood is not trying to be a rapper, but way too much of the hood is. If you want to rap, cool, but make sure you blow up before you turn 30. I'ma have to be the one to say what your homie don't want to tell you. Rapping is a young man's game, and for all you conscious lyrical rappers, listen, I have no problem with you rapping about something positive, but that's not always what the kids in the hood want to hear. The white kids in the suburbs don't even want to hear it half the time. But the fact that we have young gospel rappers doing more views than 99% of all of the guys trying to make it in, it only further proves that this is a young man's game. I would say that you got about the same odds to make it as a rapper as you do to make it in the NBA, but that's just not true. You can make it in a sport like the NBA or NFL just by being able to play a role. A big man that doesn't score can make it in the NBA if he just has a defensive presence on the court, whether that presence is rebounds, blocks, or just simply being able to disrupt the offense. And it's not much different in the NFL. But what guys in the hood and outside the hood don't understand about being a rapper is that being a rapper is being a content creator. Now, this guy I'm about to mention, I know he fell off and some people might consider him the worst rapper of all time, but Lil Pump understood this very well. During his run from 2015 to 2018, this man made sure he was seen, and before he blew up in music, he would have people just record him being stupid in school. He turned himself into a meme that started rapping. He even trolled the fact that he went to a school called Harvard and mixed it with the persona of being an idiot to tell people that he dropped out of a school called Harvard, like the college. We got guys that have been rapping for 10 years and have only appeared in 5 music videos. If nobody knows you, you can't build anticipation for your next song. Youngboy, in his first 2 years being active for real in music, appeared in 25 videos. Just in 2 years, 25 music videos. There are millions of people who love his music, just like there's millions of people who think he's trash. One thing they can all agree on is that they've seen him. In the SoundCloud era, most rappers understood this, but still 99% of the guys that want to rap just put off shooting videos to, record a mixtape. I know several people that rap, and I've been telling them for years that without music videos, it's pointless. Remember, these kids don't care about you spending 10 hours in the studio to make an album with no visuals. Did you know 6ix9ine went platinum 16 times? 16! You think it's because he was a talented rapper? Okay. See, a guy like Drake started off with a machine behind him. His connection with the Prince family got his music to Lil Wayne, who was the biggest rapper in the world at the time. And also Drake came out in the era before people were even filming their own music videos. So he didn't have to become a social media character. But since 2014, pretty much, you absolutely have to. Lil Durk was part of the Chirac media frenzy in the early 2010s, so he secured his spot. Chief Keef was shooting low quality music videos on dirty mattresses and trap houses since 2011. And this allowed him to be visible and upgrade and shoot music videos in his mansion. If you don't have a camera or a cameraman, you better just use your phone. Your phone shoots in 4K too. Just do it. You got guys out here. PC memory filled to the brim, 3 terabytes full of unreleased songs. And they still only manage to shoot 1 video a year, if that. Look at Soulja Boy, bro. He fell off musically, yeah, but as a character on the internet, he'll probably last forever. Once his music stopped selling, he would just sit at his house and shoot music videos while he was smoking. I remember hearing a guy tell me that booking shows at clubs when nobody knows you is how you get on, and I've seen guys drop hella music with no idea what SEO is. For instance, why do a lot of YouTubers use clickbait or over-the-top titles and thumbnails? It's because the idea is to get someone that doesn't know who you are to still watch your content. You can't just drop a song and expect people to hear it. Think from the point of view of an audience. Why wouldn't they scroll past you and listen to an artist they know? And also, stop paying other people to promote you. Name one successful rapper that made it off promo. When rappers fall off, they charge people for promo knowing that it's not going to get you nowhere. The best promo you can get is a cosign from another famous musician, and if the famous musician knows who you are, then you don't need the promo. And let's get to the part that's going to make some people mad. Once you get past 25 years old, you are on a timer. You have about 5 years to blow up before you become unrelatable. Nothing breaks my heart more than to see a 35-year-old man say he's working on his music. Guys that age make way more money just being YouTubers. Why? Because content and having some type of visual is a much better option. When I was 16, the coolest rappers to me were rappers my age. Yeah, I listened to a few older guys, but they had already made it, and you couldn't help but hear them. But if I was going to listen to an underground rapper with no deal, it was going to be a guy my age. And you just generally have more energy and free time to rap when you're still a kid. You don't pay no bills, mom making you dinner, all you got to do is go to school. But just don't be 30 years old, no job, your girl paying all the bills, and you keep telling her that you're trying to blow up on this rap shit. Like, come on, man. You got to at least have a job, bro. It's too many guys sitting around eating all the kids' fruit snacks, your girl paying for your haircut, calling your mom asking, can you hold 40, and you still reminiscing on what you should have did with that PPP money. And this is not just an epidemic in the hood. I seen dudes in the suburbs too. No job, no money, just trying to rap. And listen, dedicating all your time to your craft is an admirable thing. But listen, man, when I was barely pulling in 2,000 views on YouTube, you damn right I was working and begging for overtime. I gotta pay the bills, right? I wanted to move out of my mom's house when I was 18 because I didn't want her to have to take care of a grown-ass man. I didn't have a plan that year, but the next year, once I realized that colleges would just let anybody in, I left and went to college, and I ain't lived in my mama's house since. I've always had a dream, but I understood that I still need money in the meantime. You're not just gonna get rich, bro. But it took me even longer to understand the importance of content. Being in people's face. Yeah, y'all can't see my face, but you hear my voice at least 3 times a week. Just think about that. I remember trying my hand at rapping and only hanging around other guys that rap, and they spend months making one tape, then they spend the next 2 years just waiting for it to gain traction. You gotta be the one to give it traction. It's not easy, but it's even harder when you don't understand the game. If you're getting too close to 30 and you still rapping, but haven't got 1,000,000 views, just start reviewing other people's music on YouTube, bro. It's people that got rich off that. And if you're a young guy, do not, I repeat, do not drop all of your videos on somebody else's channel. You got guys that did 1,000,000 views on the video man's channel, but didn't make $1 off it or get a deal because what is 1,000,000 views that you can't capitalize off of? Now, blowing up and staying relevant are 2 different things, obviously. And guys don't always know how to do both, but Famous Dex, he fell off because he got too comfortable, but in 2017, by that time, he had made it to be on the same level as Lil Uzi. How? Well, if you were older than 12 by 2016, you remember that he was dropping a new music video every week. He became a character in popular culture, and it really is that simple. Saying you're gonna let your music speak for itself means nothing if nobody heard it, right? I'm just being real like your homie should have been when you asked him what he think about your music. Every time one of my homies or even a stranger brought up music, from my friends back home to the white kids I work with in college, I told them the same thing: shoot music videos. And I understand that some of you guys out there prefer the very lyrical rappers and don't really care about a visual, but it's not enough of y'all to pay these guys bills. Let's keep it real, man. Listening to music is a much simpler experience than trying to watch a 15-minute video. And I know a lot of the old heads hate this, but the least complicated songs get the most views. Baby Shark is the most viewed song on YouTube. 15 billion views. Views from kids who can't even talk. Despacito is number 2. Half of y'all that was listening to it don't even speak Spanish. Gangnam Style, when it came out, was averaging 9 million views a day. Do I really need to continue? How many of y'all thought Despacito was a Mexican song, man? Raise your hand. They from Puerto Rico. Look, I'm not trying to down you or crush your dreams. If you under 30, continue rapping. If you're 30 and up, hey man, listen, if I had hoop dreams, bro, by 30, I have to realize that if I ain't made it to the NBA, I'm not gonna make it. There's other ways you can achieve your dream, right? You got rappers that stopped rapping and became YouTubers or vloggers or something that made more than they ever did off music. I'm just being real with you. Again, like your homie should have been when you asked him about your mixtape. Don't take this too hard, man. I'm your friend, right? Just look at me as your big cousin that's telling you the truth, man. That's all. Thanks for watching.